Hi! So, this is my first time doing a podfic, and I'm tired and I feel sick, so I'm sorry if this is bad quality and all this, and I'm sorry if you don't like this ship. If you don't like this ship, just leave. Don't hate on me because of this ship. I ship it. You don't have to ship it, but I ship it, okay? So, let me tell you the context of this story. This story is called Dear Diary. It's by Chase _is _on _the _case. And it's on Archive of Our Own. Yeah, Archive of Our Own. And it's a Steddie podfic. I already said that, I think. So I'm going to be doing the first 3 chapters, and if I have time I might do 4, but if I'm like really tired I'm gonna just only do 3. So hope you like it. Chapter 1, March 8th, 1996. I started this diary years ago, after I was attacked by a demogorgon back in January of 84. As if it was going to somehow remove my trauma, but then I was attacked by demodogs and mind flayers. And the fucking Russians. So, the trauma... Oh, I forgot to note, this is, Steve writing this diary. So, I'm sorry if I didn't mention that. So, the more trauma became a lot more than something that could be just written down to make myself lighter. I'm still not sure why I started this diary in the first place. I guess I thought, hoped that it would help. I would watch everyone go home with their families after almost dying trying to save the world. They would go home and comfort each other, help each other heal, make the make the dark nights seem lighter, and silence seemed quieter. I never had that. Each time I would go home alone from where my stupid parents are still on their business trips. The smallest flicker of a light was enough to put me into a panic attack, or a slight sound from a fox outside would have me sitting at the window with a bat firmly in my grip for the rest of the night. The nightmares would never subsided. I never felt safe. Robin always takes the piss saying I have a hero complex. Maybe that's why. Because I'm the only person around to protect me. I still can't go into the pool, not with the knowledge that Nancy's friend died in there Oh my god, I'm sorry. Well, I was upstairs screwing Nancy. I can't stand this house. I can't stand this town. But I'm here for my friends. And now, once again, we're fighting the upside down. Well, we're still trying to figure out exactly what it is at the moment, but something linked it killing students, and we're having to hide the person who's being accused. But anyways, here I am once again writing in this stupid fucking diary. I suppose you're wondering why my life's been going surprisingly shit. But at least I'm happy, right? Me and Robin work at this shitty video store. But it's not a bad place to pick up women, I guess. But at least I get to spend time with her. She's actually a really cool person. And one of the reasons I'm still in this cursed town, Henderson keeps teasing me about my crush on Robin. If only if only he knew I was not her type. But I don't have enough boobies to keep Robin interested. But it's not my place to tell people about her being gay. The kids have been a little more decent. They're always off playing with their stupid dork and dingus game. Dingus? That's Robin's, but okay. Dingus game with their new best friend, who ironically is the one being accused of murders. I suppose I'm a little jealous. As much as they do like me, I'm not exactly nerdy. I'm not exactly nerdy like them. So I'm glad they found someone who shares similar interests, but I'm still feeling replaced. Me and Nancy have become good friends again, but she's still dating that weirdo Jonathan Byers. I get it. They are great together, and I don't think I'm actually romantically attracted to her anymore. I think she's just safe and similar and familiar, which something I have been craving ever since being drugged by the Russians. I thought maybe I did still love her, but maybe she was what I just have been missing these last couple of years. But there is a reason I started writing again. It's not because of Vecna or Robin or Nancy, but it's because of you, Eddie Munson. To add, it's not 1996, it's 1986. I'm so sorry. Chapter 2, March 11th, 1986. So every night we took turns babysitting you, Munson, to try and stop Jason and the assholes finding you, or helping you escape if they do. Last night was mine and Dustin's turn. Henderson was insistent that he wanted to do it and keep you company. But I didn't want the kids staying up too late or you give him beer. But holy crap, Munson, you're not what I think you would be. Roughly, I remember seeing you around school. You were in my grade. I was always in black clothes, dripping with silver chunky chains, with a Walkman hanging around your necks, blaring some loud screaming music. From outside, you looked terrifying and I don't know how to say it. Intimidating. I'm so sorry. But you were always loud and tapping whatever you had in your hands at the time onto any surface you could find. You would make sly comments rather loudly as any jock, including myself, walked past you, but we would all dismiss you, maybe throwing around the word freak, but barely pay attention. I wish I had paid you attention. I guess I didn't because I believed the stupid rumors going around the school that you were a Satanist and maybe made a deal with the devil. So I thought it was better to just keep myself distant. I mean, I couldn't win. I'm sorry. I couldn't even win a fight with Jonathan Byers. When everyone started to accuse you of murdering that poor cheerleader, I'll admit, I believed you were capable of it. I'm so sorry. But I was so damn wrong about you, Munson. You are the gentlest person to walk the ground of Hawkins. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that again. You are one of the gentlest people to walk the grounds of Hawkins, and unless there's an orc in one of your games, you couldn't hurt anyone. Me and Henderson arrived at the boathouse around 7 p.m. with bags of snacks, beverages. Take out a Take out and a 6-pack as your regular requested often by you. Originally, I thought if maybe you had a problem, but then concerning your situation right now, I would be drinking my worries too. The beginning of the night, you and Dustin discussing a new character from your nerd game. Hey, I play that nerd game, but you always spoke so passionately. Ugh! Ugh! It made me feel some kind of warmth within. You were talking about the skill level or something. I'm not really sure as I wasn't really listening, but the way your eyes lit up almost, it's about to make me cry, I'm sorry, and almost sparkled in the dim lights. You were beaming from ear to ear as your hands were guiding around the space in front of you. I could hear the passion of your voice as you spoke. Each word. just rolling off your tongue with ease. It wasn't too elegant. However, elegant was not the word you would use to describe how you eat Munson. Jesus Christ. Barbecue sauce everywhere, on the rundown couch, on your jacket, your face, in your hair, even on the child. I don't understand that. I'm sorry. Oh, I think he's talking about Dustin. Great. This is great. When I went from staring at you with admiration to staring at you with disgust in 0.2 seconds. But even as you sat opposite me, wiping the barbecue sauce out of your hair, I could think about how it was you cleaned Dustin's face first, as if you were his older brother. Oh, that's adorable. I'll admit, at first I was jealous of you, of how close you and Dustin Henderson were, but now I'm learning who you are. I understand why Dustin is such a big fan, because I too am becoming a fan of you, Eddie Munson. Even when you somehow became even more disgusting, which I wasn't even sure was possible. I once again wasn't listening to what nerdy stuff you guys were discussing, but you both giggled about something when Henderson said something. That makes no sense, but okay. You clearly found something you clearly found hilarious as you erupted into laughter, causing you to spit out your drink. This I'm sorry. I gotta calm down for a second. This, of course, made the child laugh even harder, which resulted in snorts coming from him, and that just made you laugh harder, too. Although, I should have been mad at you for the barbecue Sprite mixture, ew, all over the floor, but I couldn't help but smile as I noticed how beautiful you looked like this. Oh, hair bouncing around, eyes squeezing closed with the biggest smile on your face. I'm sorry, I'm about to cry. It was as if for a moment you had forgotten that everyone wanted you dead after you were falsely accused of murdering that poor girl. But I saw it. The pain and fear painted your face every time Henderson looked away, even for a second. It made it painful, obviously, that you were well aware of your harsh reality, and honestly made my heart break for you. Oh, God, you make me sad. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. I'm back. So, the microphone was not plugged in, so I had to do it all over again. So, I am so sorry. So, this is it again. Around 11:54 p.m., the little ship finally fell asleep, which left us two very different people to try and make conversation. You opened a beer for yourself before tossing me one too. Both just sipped at our beers. Eventually, you started the conversation by asking me if I was okay, since I barely spoke tonight. Making sure it's plugged in, I'm sorry. You immediately gasped rather dramatically once I explained that I just wasn't into nerd stuff. Sorry. So didn't know what to say, in which you just responded with, "Wow, King Steve isn't a nerd. Who'da thought?" There was a short silence, after which pushed you to ask if I was okay. But all I could do was apologize, rambling on about my behavior back in school and how I so wrongfully judged you. But you just sat there staring at me with the softest, gentlest smile on your face. Nobody had looked at me like that since me and Nancy first got together. You stopped me mid-ramble, and you said the most revealing words. "I judged you wrong too." Knowing that you didn't see me as the same dick I was in high school, took some weight off my shoulders. Just because I wanted to get to know you, the real you, Eddie Munson. I can't speak anymore, so okay, I'm back. What the fuck? I was understanding with a bit of sympathy, or maybe it was more empathy, since sympathy didn't seem like your kind of thing. But it was comforting, that's for sure. You settled into the stones. You had your knees up with your arms draping over them. It gave me a chance to actually admire your tattoos. They really suited you. Oh my god, I wish I was Steve right now. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Your fingers were gently tapping the air against, causing a small clicking sound as some of your rings rubbed together. We just sat staring into the lake as sun slowly causing the water to sparkle orange. The air was fresh and even a little chilly, but but it didn't seem to bother either of us. It was comforting, silence until you spoke. Ow. You spoke again. Until you spoke again. You said that we should head in since you weren't entirely sure my thin yellow jumper was doing much against the evening breeze. You offered your hand out to me, which I gladly took, standing up, and followed you to the doors. Okay, I think I might do chapter 4. So, be right back. Chapter 4, March 19th, 1986. Huh? There's another date here, I'm sorry. February 20th, 1986. Unfortunately, I had to go back to work and pretend that there wasn't a psychopath killer running around the upside down, murdering traumatized teens in Hawkins. But honestly, it isn't that normal. But honestly, isn't that a normal work day from nowadays? For me, anyways. But I had Robin, so how bad could it be right now? Right? Another day of stacking shelves and returning videotapes. The same old boring job, but hey, a job's a job. And it's only part-time, right, since my full-time job is monster hunting, apparently. One of our regulars came in as usual. Hold on, you see if it's actually plugged in. I'm sorry. Ow, this is hurting me. I'm sorry. She was pretty, very pretty in fact, always had her hair in a low ponytail and a short skirt and maybe a pink top? I'm not honestly sure, since it's not usually her t-shirt I'm staring at. She always comes in and asks for the recommendations from me before we chat. I make her laugh and then she leaves. We've made flirting. We've been flirting for weeks, but she came in that door. I stayed firmly on the floor, restocking the shelves instead of running across the counter to serve her instead of Rob's. Of course, Robin got suspicious of me, but I had someone else on my mind. I had you on my mind, Eddie Munson. I'm sorry. As soon as that girl left, I never actually got her name. She told me the first day she came in, but But I cannot remember it for the life of me. Robin glared at me, Robin glared daggers into my back. Of course she started interrogating me about the girl I was clearly serious about if I wasn't flirting with other customers. I simply told her that there was no girl. I mean, I was not lying. You are no girl. You are no girl, Munson. Although Robs didn't seem too satisfied with that answer, she continued to bother me for the entire shift. Whenever I was restocking shelves or testing returned tapes, serving customers, or having a cigarette, she was there with a chorus of, "Who is she? Why won't you tell me? Just tell me who she is." When finally her 14th, "Steve, who is the girl?" I gave in. She was in the front of the counter, dramatically leaning on it while giving me the big eye, looking and fluttering her eyelashes. Knowing I would give in, and her what she wanted, I put the tapes I was holding down to the side, and I leaned my elbow onto the counter, making direct eye contact as I simply gave her the same. I think my parents are up. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. I gotta find my place. The counter, making direct eye contact, I simply gave her the same answer I have been giving her all day. "Robin, there is no girl." But this time I put some emphasis on the word girl. Although, is it on? Yeah. I'm sorry. Although I wasn't sure if I was going to tell her it was you, I had a thing for yet. It would probably feel nice to having someone know about my sexuality, especially Robin. I mean, she's gay herself, so it's not like she's going to judge. I've always known I was bisexual since I was a kid. I can't even remember when I figured it out. It was something I always knew. But in a small town like Hawkins, it's not exactly something you go around parroting. I don't know what that says. But I never exactly hid it either. I always said I was straight, but people assumed, especially with my reputation, with my reputation being a chick magnet at school. I'm sorry. I haven't slept with a guy yet, but I have kissed if you when drunk, so that they could blame it on alcohol, but they were clearly just experimenting. Not that I really minded. I'm stuttering a lot. But I don't need to sleep with a guy to know I'm attracted to them. I'm certainly attracted to you, Eddie Munson. It took her a few minutes to process what I was trying to get across as I grabbed the videos and went back to the shelves, crouching to the floor, putting them back. I soon hear her two left feet coming stumbling towards me with a grin on her face that I knew that she knew. Of course, she was upset. I haven't told her before now, but was very defensive about that. I simply satted. Go away. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's something with the notifications on here. She was upset. And was very defensive about. I simply stated she never actually asked. Stated, sorry. That was really close, I'm sorry. That just resulted in me getting punched in the arm. Honestly, I thought the rest of the shift was going to be her trying to figure out it was you, but I was very wrong. After a few minutes of only silence, I got that day. She crouched down beside me with the biggest smirk on her face, the same smirk she had cracked. The same smirk she had when she cracked the Russian code. Remind me to tell you about that one day. Then she said something that caused me to choke on my own tongue. When did you start liking Eddie? Ow. Sorry. Was it that obvious? I could feel the heat rushing to my face. Mentions of your name, that one of that of course caused her to squeal and start one of her rambles. She mentioned the way I looked at you, how I blush around you, and other things. But I wasn't really listening. I managed to train myself to listen to half her ramble. I love her, but damn, she she talks a lot. When she suddenly said something that caught my attention, the looks you give each other. What did she mean by each other? Did you mean did you like me too, Munson? I stopped her and asked her exactly what she meant. She found to be rather comical. Apparently, it was obviously obvious. Her words, not mine. As we both have eye flirting, I guess her choice of words. But honestly, I wasn't even sure if you were gay. Well, I wasn't left wondering for long since I apparently said out loud she read my mind. She was weird at doing. I'm sorry. Sorry. I need to find it again. She was weirdly good at doing, because the next thing she said was, well, duh, dingus. He dated one of the guys in the band. They just never made it public. Jesus Christ, Munson, do I really have a chance with you? Okay, so that is the end of the chapter 4. I am going to, I'm going to go to sleep. Well, I'm gonna edit this and then I'm gonna go to sleep. So I will be doing this tomorrow. I think tomorrow's Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. But bye. I hope you have a nice night. Bye.